Alright. I'm back. Mel's had a change of clothes in honor of her cousin. And we're gonna head into the military quarter here. There are probably people who tell you this, but this is where we can find Melearde. Wait. This is the Eternal Cube that Cord has entrusted to Melearde. Okay. Let's talk, my cousin. Are you surprised that I'm here? Do you remember that Cord entrusted me with taking care of the Eternal Kingdom here? I have to keep my promise from then. That being said, I have no intention of inheriting the throne after him and becoming queen. Right now, my job is to... I'm attempting to take on all the responsibilities of the royal family. I'm not skilled in the way that Cord was, but if the citizens, one by one, take up hands with each other, like, help each other along, then this country will move in a good direction. A long time ago, Cord would often say that if all the citizens could just be released from their guidelines, Eternate could develop even further. I will put all my strength towards making that future that Cord dreamed of a reality. It's been a long road to get this far. If it's alright with you, I'd like you to hear about my entire journey. It will be a very long story, so when the timing works for you, please talk to me again. I mean, timing works now. Let's go ahead. Mel, to you the time that we were apart must seem very short, but it's been quite a lot of years and months that have passed for me. If it's alright with you, will you hear about my journey? Where should I start talking? Well, let's just go through the whole thing. To start off with, what happened after you escaped from the time prison labyrinth? When she left with Morone. That's right. We parted ways when I took my unconscious aunt and escaped from the time prison labyrinth. After that, I started by returning to the Eternal Kingdom. I was trying to think of the perfect place to take my aunt, and the first thing that came to mind was the Padrea estate. That place was broken by the mutants, and everything's all rough inside. Right? So while I was having the buildings repaired, I gathered up maids and servants who I could entrust the care of my aunt to. In all honesty, I would have preferred to stay with my aunt and take care of her myself, but I had other things I needed to do. And so I left my aunt to recuperate in the Paradea estate until she regained consciousness, and crossed time in order to fulfill my mission. So that's what happened after I escaped from the time prison labyrinth. What else? What about the Eternate Kingdom? After I'd made all the preparations for the care of my aunt, I used the Eternal Cube that Cord had passed down to me and traveled through time to the past. As I had gone through the time prison labyrinth, I had learned what it was that I needed to do. The first place I went was to the Domineus estate before it crashed. The time period was... let's see, it was about a half a year before I met you, Mel. Of course, the me of the past was also there in the estate, so I assumed a cat form and allowed myself to keep me as a pet. It was a little strange to have been made a pet. I know it's not good to dote too much on cats, but eventually you appeared, and I entrusted that red memory crystal to you. Immediately after that, Father succeeded to the throne, and everyone moved to the Eternate Palace. And in the palace, when you arrived together with Cord, I was able to be beside the me of the past when she received that red memory crystal from you and observed it. And after that, in order to save you from the golden punishment, I delivered the Stone of Life and wrote that letter recording the escape plan and delivered it to Ferris. I was quite busy. I made up all kinds of proper reasons why the servants and the soldiers needed to get out of the palace before it disappeared, but in the end I was only able to save a scant number of them. So this is what I was doing in the Eternate Kingdom once I crossed time. After that... okay, so that takes us through 4.0. What about in the ancient Granzadora Kingdom? After I saw the Eternate Palace disappear, I headed to the Granzadora Kingdom of 1,000 years previous. In order to save you and Camille, who had been closed up in the Guardian Temple, I brought Alvin with me inside. Oh, and I also guided you to Stolke, who was at the watchtower there. There was a lot of running around at that time, so it was tough. And then after that, in order to complete my final role, I returned to 5,000 years in the past in the Eternate Kingdom. You remember seeing me in front of the time-seeing spring at Made Temple. That was when I climbed into Curex's ship in the spring. I could only think that the only way to prevent the Eterne Kingdom's destruction by disaster, due to all of the distortions of fate that had been happening, was to move the entire island to a safe era. I used the device in the ship, and while thinking of the future where you had defeated Kyuranos, sent the entire greater Eterne Island through time. And thus just Made Island remained 5,000 years in the past. And I froze time inside of the time-seeing spring and slept for a very, very long time, while dreaming of the time to come when you would awaken me. That is all that I did after crossing time to the Grand Zadora Kingdom. What else? Concerning the time-crossing curse. Okay. It is said that those who don't possess time-crossing power will be cursed if they cross time. Time-crossing curse can take on different symptoms for everybody, but if the sayings are correct, then everyone in this country has been cursed. I understood the risks, the danger, but right now there shouldn't be anyone in the Eterne Kingdom who has been cursed because of the time crossing. Because the time crossing curse, it's the distortions in fate that come about from moving through time. And time-crossing power alone is supposed to protect one from the effects of the distortion. The massive amount of time-crossing power that was stored within the Eternal Time Ring covered the island as a whole when it crossed time, and so everything should be okay, I think. Even if it's unrelated to the curse, my time-crossing power was all used up in the, I guess, spaceship, and has been completely lost. This time, no matter how many lively beans I eat, I don't think it will recover. Well, I did all that, so I'm glad to still have my life. That's about it for the time-crossing curse. Melearde, what are you going to do from now on? The game could have taken Melearde away too, but if they did that, they'd take everyone from us, and I wouldn't put it past it, but I'm just glad they didn't. What I intend to do from this point on is to turn this office, or this room, into a temporary office to listen to the complaints and requests of the citizens of Eterne. Oh, this is the same thing she said before. I'm not skilled at it in the way that Horde was, but if the citizens will take each other's hands, then I'm sure the country itself will move forward in a good direction. A long time ago, Cord used to often say that if the citizens were released from the guidelines, then Eterne could develop even further. I'm going to put all my strength into making the future that Cord dreamed of a reality. He loved this country more than anyone, and that's why the truth of losing his home was so unbearable to him. Feelings that are too strong can cause one to take outrageous action, but if Cord hadn't been here, then it's true that the Eterne Kingdom would have been destroyed. It is thanks to that boy that this country is here today. I will take responsibility as the one who absolved Cord of his sins and inherit his will to protect the country, is implied. That's about it for what I intend to do from this point on. Concerning the cats. When I think of all the cats left behind in Eterne Village, it's tough for me. I wonder if I could bring them here. I had that thought, but I am not confident that this would be a good home for all those cats. I think they'll be happiest if they stay where they are in Eterne Village. Right now the cats are being tended to by Melearde, but once I've wrapped up my work here, I intend to go take care of them again. I'm working my hardest here and looking forward to seeing those cats again even one day sooner. That's about it for the cats. Alright, that's it. That's all she's got to tell us. Oh, you're heading out already? It was a nice breather to get to talk with you. Come see me anytime. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, it's buggy for you. That's not cool. Okay. Well, there are no side quests in here, so I guess we're gonna head out into town and start picking things up there. Ah, none in the military quarter as a whole. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna start on one side of town and just kind of loop around in a circle, I think. Grab the one in the center and then we're gonna swing over to D'Angie's house. No, don't sit on the bench. Talk to the person, please. I've been making my living by writing and have been traveling all across Landashia searching for things to write about. I'd heard about Eterne and crossed distant oceans to come here. Along the way, my ship got wrecked, and my life was in danger, but it was the correct choice to come here. Even now, all kinds of rare pot alchemy is being done in this place to further the lifestyles of the people. It's wonderful. And yet, the fame that Eterne has is far too low. A wonderful place like this should have far more people know about it, don't you think? I could see it both ways. When too many people know about a good thing, then it gets overcrowded, but at the same time, if there's good things, you want more people to know about them, so I guess yes? Right? You think so too, don't you? Right now, I'm going to write a memorandum to spread word of it around the world. And so let's see, I'm in the process of covering it very carefully in my writing, but if it's alright with you, will you help me gather, it's like the information. I think he's specifically asking me to do interviews. Let us spread the charm of Eterne together. Okay. Sure. You will? Thank you so much. So you say your name is Mel. In truth, I've already completed a large amount of interviews, and my legs and hips are hurting. In truth, I'm at my limit, so let's work hard together. I'd like to talk about the targets for my interviews, so once you're prepared, please talk to me again. Okay. Mel. Let's get right into it. There are 3 people that have to do with pot alchemy that I'd like you to talk to. The first is the woman over there who uses alchemy to create the flowers she sells. I'd be very happy if you could ask her how she uses the alchemy on the flowers and how that will make people happier, how the flowers are different from normal flowers, and how they will make people happier. The second one should be an alchemist, don't you think? There is a dwarf lady that I think would be well suited for this. She goes about her alchemy so seriously and with such passion that I would most definitely like you to interview her. And the third is the man who is the cook in the kitchens of a shop of a man who wears glasses. Please ask that man about cooking alchemy. Well, that's definitely Zeph's house. Or Zeph's shop. Well then, I'm counting on you. Okay. Where do we go from here? I know I think I said I was planning on going to Dianji next, but Hang on, do I have... Okay. Just checking to see if I had any spare, zoom stones. Actually, let me check with the priest to see where... What did you say? Now that we're not waiting for guidelines of time, we have to decide what to do of our own will, and I've decided to serve the goddess. So the different places in Kinbell you consider the south gate, the northeast gate, the center, and the military quarters. Same places that you can use the traveler's door to get to, but the south gate is already in our mega zoom stone, and then the traveler's gate can take us to any of these other three places, so I don't really feel the need to set a stone here right now. Alright, Lego. Oh, my head. What in the world happened to me at that time? Hello. I'm called Lego. So you're called Mel, I see. You seem like you're very used to traveling. There's a favor I'd like to ask of someone who is as skilled as you are. Please at least listen to what I have to say. Previously, I lived in a place called the seaside capital, Ninja Hall. And as you know, there was a disaster that happened there. At that time, I suffered grave injuries, but fortunately, I was rescued. But due to the shock, I can't remember anything about right before or right after the disaster. Yeah, we didn't think there were any survivors from Ninja Hall. The one and only thing that I can remember is that a very precious pendant that I should have had with me has been lost. I would really like to go and search for that pendant right away, but I haven't completely healed from my injuries yet. And so, Mel, could you please help me by going to search for my very precious pendant? Oh, question mark rewards. Those are my favorite. Thank you very much, Mel. To be honest, I have one thing that I can think of concerning the pendant. The one who saved me was a soldier by the name of El Shido from this country. So if you go to the military quarter and talk to El Shid, can you ask about my pendant? They might know something. Okay. Interesting. Alright, we've got a post office quest over here that I'm gonna just zoom through because they're all the same. Excited to take on my first job. Been taught a lot about stationery selling. I was surprised at what a big island this is that appeared here in Dandashia. This is all just her first text. Back out of the shop. I will listen to a request. Yes. Oh, that makes me happy. My request is about a new type of stationery I want to sell here at the shop. I'm a brand new stationery seller, so I've been trying to think of what kind of stationery would show the charm of this city. And everyone has been, without fail, saying that it should be Melearde. They're talking to me about her. Everyone's expressions when they talk about her are so bright. It's clear that she's well loved and she's a charming individual. So I'd like to use her as a motif. I've heard that Melearde is in the military quarter of the capital here in Kinbell, working hard for the sake of this country. So could you go take a picture of her for me? I would give you a piece of the finished stationery. I will do it, sure. Oh, you will? Thank you! That makes me very happy. I'm looking forward to it, and I'll be waiting here. Okay, that's not gonna be hard. I imagine Melearde is gonna ask why we're taking her picture, but I also think she won't really mind. I'll just walk in there. Hello, cousin. Can I take your picture? This cute little stationery seller wants to make some stationery with your picture on it. Alright. My classmate Jose here wants to support the kingdom by becoming a soldier. His body's on the weak side, and his guidelines of time said he wasn't cut out for it, so he'd given up, but since the guidelines aren't updating anymore and everyone is living according to their own will, Jose also wants to pursue his dreams. Because in the past it was also written in the guidelines, if you don't give up, your dream will come true. And someday, I intend to become an especially cool lady alchemist, like Dinka is. So as a future alchemist, I wanted to create a weapon that would suit Jose perfectly. Miss, if it's okay with you, will you help us out? Sure, Nancy. Sure. Thank you so much. The weapon I want to alchemize is a light, sturdy dagger that I think will be easy for Jose to use. For this alchemy, I need the Maboroshi no Toge, or Mirage spike or thorn that is dropped by a Foresto Drago, or Forest Drago. Could you obtain that for me? If I recall correctly, the Foresto Drago live in the Eterne region somewhere. I'm counting on you. Okay. Alright, go fight a thing, get a drop. That seems pretty simple too. Let's see, the last two are over. Are there any other? Oh, there's one at the top of, or in Zeph's shop. I think that's on the main floor. Let's take that warp point over to the east. Northeast gate. Since we got 2 quests over there. One of them is in Deange's house. And the other one is in that... I think that's the house that the former maid, head maid of the Hadea estate lives in. The one who was teaching us manners before. Let's go see DNG first. Oh, Zoggle has the quest. Alright. Ah, Mel. Thank you so much for coming. I'm happy to see you. We've got a big problem here. Deange's in trouble. Please, will you cooperate with me? Of course I will! Thank you. I really owe you one. In any case, to start off with, go up to the room on the 2nd floor and take a look at Deange, will you? Oh no. What's going on with Deange? Oh, Mel, it's you. It's me. It's been a while, hasn't it? Don't you remember me? Oh, how cruel. We traveled together, adventured together, and everything. Do you really, really not know who I am? No, I think I know who you are. You just look very different. Oh, that's a relief. I just got a little bit thin, that's all. That's right, it's me, it's Deange. Tell you the truth, ever since we lost Cord, it's like a hole opened up in my heart, and that's the feeling that I have. It makes my heart hurt so much that I can't even bear to get food down. It's really problematic. You came all this way, but I'm sorry. Please, let me be for now. Deange's spirits seem very low. Let's return to Zoggle. Where's the best place for my camera here? Mel. So you've been to see Deange. Thank you. I want to somehow get Deange's spirits back up. And so I have a favor to ask, Mel. In town here, in the bar, there is a boy, and I'd like you to have him make some food for Deange's sake. You think you can do that? This boy should be able to cook something from Dianji's hometown. I was thinking that if Dianji ate something with a nostalgic taste of home, that it might raise his spirits. The boy's name is Marty. The bar is in the south part of town. I'm counting on you. Oh, these two. They're just as heartbroken as we are. Yes, I recognize this lady. You are Mel, are you not? You're the one who listened to my request before, correct? Oh, this is such a blessing. It must be fate that you've come here. In truth, I'm having a problem again, and if it's all right with you, would you listen to my request this time as well? More question mark rewards? Yes. Thank you very much, Mel. Well then, let me get into the problem right away. To tell you the truth, the other day, I heard that Mistress Marone, whose whereabouts had been unknown, had returned, and that the ruined Padarea estate had been fixed up. I had wanted to go and visit her right away. However, the transfer gate isn't working properly, and I can't get to the Padarea estate. When I try to ask for an explanation, or I guess it's more like demand, no matter how much I demand an explanation from the soldier standing in front of the gate, named Kolsha, they simply tell me that the cause is being looked into and we still can't reach the island. I'm sure it must be very difficult, and so I would like to ask you to help Kolsha and get that transfer gate working even a day sooner. Would you please? Kolsha is in the military quarter in front of the transfer gate. First, go listen to what they have to say. I'm counting on your help. Oh, man. We might be able, if we fix it, we might have a way to go see Mom. That would be amazing. Okay, we've got... I can't get through that way. I think there's one more quest to pick up in Zeph's shop. I'm coming. I wasn't expecting it to actually be Zeph. I was thinking it might actually be a quest from Ninka, but okay. Welcome, Mel. We've been through many difficulties, but somehow everyone has been able to continue on at the shop here. I don't know the truth behind the changes that have happened to this country, but I am sure that your actions have prevented disaster and connected to an even better future. And that is why I have this feeling that this is a request that I can only entrust to you because you have saved Rinka and Shantae. Would you help me to save a certain individual? But I would need you to keep this a secret. And of course I would reward you for it. So many question marks. Zeph, I would do anything for you. Thank you very much, Mel. I believe that you would take this request on. To start with, I would like you to go to the house on the western side of the capital, whose door is locked. It's right next to, or right near, Director Yonge's house. If you say, Okusuri no jikan desu, or it's time for medicine, in front of the door, you will be allowed inside. The person I want to save is on the 2nd floor. I will be heading that way after a while, so I will meet with you there. I'll see you later. It does sound a little sketchy. Oh man. I don't know. Okay, well, now that we've picked up all the quests, it's time for another break? Yeah? Yeah, it's time for a break. And we can get to finishing some of these up when we get back. So thanks for joining me, everyone. We'll have some more Dragon Quest X in a few minutes.